Welcome to today's mat yoga practice. So, we're going to be on the floor today. We're going to do kind of a cozy self-care practice today. So, find some space. Get yourself down onto the floor, onto your mat, and just give yourself some room on the floor to move around. So, as you get yourself onto your back, onto the floor, it doesn't really matter how your legs are, but just find a spot where your legs feel supported. And then you're going to bring one hand to your belly and the other hand to your chest. And just close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths on purpose. Just try and find an easy flow for your breathing. Now, the invitation is to be able to breathe through your nose if you can. But if your nose is full or your sinuses are clogged, just find a place, a way to breathe that feels easy for you. Find that connection to a smooth inhalation and exhalation. Something that you can keep a little of your awareness on as we go through the movements. And then we're going to start with your knees in towards your belly, hands on your knees. And as you exhale, just pull your thighs in towards your belly, pulling that belly button in. And then when you inhale, press your thighs away from your chest just until your arms are straight. So do this a few times. Now the idea here is that you're not forcing the movement. You're not trying to make it extreme. Just find that gentle inhale and exhale. Now the next time your thighs are close to your belly, keep those thighs close to your belly. And as you exhale, maybe lift your head up towards your knees, curling yourself up into a little egg. And then set your shoulders and your head to the floor, set your feet back down onto the floor, and just let your arms come down by your sides. And then bring your attention down to your feet. Go ahead and open those feet just a little wider than hip distance away from each other. And take a second to notice your feet on the floor here. Notice where your toes are pressing into the floor. Maybe feel the arches of your feet lifting away from the floor just that little bit. So you want your feet to stay active. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your hips up off the floor. Now just go as far as it feels okay. And then when you exhale, really pull that belly button in, rolling your spine down one joint at a time. So as you repeat this movement, remind yourself, relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Just do this a couple more times, nice and easy. Finding that breath that you can maintain. And then just moving at the speed of your breathing. If it feels okay, maybe one more, lifting your hips. And then rolling that spine down one joint at a time. Now once your hips are on the floor, let your hips stay resting on the floor. Lift your feet up and hold the backs of your legs here. Now, on your next inhalation, keeping those knees wide, just straighten your legs out in a big V toward the ceiling. So we're just stretching those muscles we just tightened. Exhale, bend your knees. Do this a few more times. Inhale, extending through your legs. Exhale, bending your knees. Maybe two more, just like that. One more time. Now, the next time your knees are bent, go ahead and set your feet down onto the floor and just check in. Notice your back, notice your hips. Maybe notice the cat has woken up and he's going to come out and join us. There we go. He's very loud. So I'm going to move just a little so I'm not in his way. All right. So he's going to take over the video. I want you to pay attention to my arms. All right. So we're going to do a little arm movement. Hips stay on the floor. On your next inhalation, just raise your left arm toward the ceiling and then bring it all the way to the floor above your head. As you exhale, bring that arm back down by your side. Keeping that breath easy, let's switch arms. So you're raising your right arm to the floor above your head. And then when you exhale, bring that arm back down alongside your body. So continue to alternate one arm at a time. Just nice and easy. Noticing your neck. If your neck's really tight today, just pay attention, trying to warm things up a little bit. All right, the next time you bring that right arm to your side, you should be even-ish. Let your arms relax. Now, and for this next move, try and keep your chin in neutral. You don't want to lift your chin. You don't want to turn your head. You want to try and keep your neck kind of loose so we can get a little stretch in the back of the neck. At the same time, you're going to inhale, lifting your hips. Lift that left arm toward the ceiling and then all the way to the floor above your head. As you exhale, roll your spine down, bring that arm all the way back down alongside your body. Again, we're going to lift the hips, raising your other arm. Keep relaxing your neck. See if you can get that little action, that little stretch at the back of your neck as you lift. Exhale, rolling your spine down, arm comes down. Just a little coordination here. Just a little brain warmth. Now, if you're going faster than me, that's okay. Just pay attention. So the next time you bring that right arm to your side, lowering your hips, everything can stay resting on the floor. All right, and then adjust. Bring both knees in toward your chest. And then you're going to keep your knees in toward your chest. Just bring your arms to your sides. All right, we're going to do that one arm lift again. We're going to add lifting the opposite leg. Let's see if we can really warm the brain up. So on your next inhalation, at the same time, raise your left arm to the floor above your head. Your right leg goes toward the ceiling. And then when you exhale, both knees are in towards your belly. Both arms are by your sides. So you're just moving one side at a time. Sometimes people get really excited. As soon as they start to bend, they start to straighten the other one. That's not what we're looking for. Every time you exhale, both knees are in towards your belly, both arms are by your sides, and the cat is in your face. Every time you inhale, one arm is lifting, one leg is lifting. Again, paying attention to your body as you move. The next time you bring that right arm to your side, you should be even. Go ahead and set both feet down onto the floor. Maybe adjust your hips, your back, your shirt, whatever you need. All right, so here's the deal. Your knees stay bent. You're going to bring your feet close together. So your big toes are touching each other. Your heels are together. Now the cat's really in the way. See if you can reach your arms out to the sides. I just have to tell you all, since you know him, John laughs every week when Floyd does an appearance during the video. So he's going to love this one. All right, so reach your arms out to the side. We'll get back to yoga. When you exhale, we're just doing the arms. Reach your arms toward the ceiling. And then when you inhale, open your arms wide to the sides. So do this a couple of times, just feeling this movement through your arms. We're nice and symmetrical here. Overcoming whatever obstacles are in your way. I hope you all enjoy the sideshow. All right, the next time you're reaching your arms toward the ceiling, keep reaching toward the ceiling. So here's where we get coordinated. Your feet stay together, your knees stay squeezing together. On your next inhale, if you can, keep squeezing those knees together. You're going to lift your hips and open your arms out to the sides. Keep squeezing those knees together. When you exhale, lower your hips, lifting your arms. If anything starts to cramp, pay attention, just back off. If you can, do this a couple more times. Keep squeezing those knees together the entire time you lift and the entire time you lower. That's usually what goes. See if you can do this a couple more times, relaxing the back of your neck, squeezing those knees together. Maybe one more time, only if it feels okay. All right, the next time your arms are on the floor, they get to stay there. Just lower your hips. Wow, feel that action through your hips, your legs. All right, now your arms can rest wherever there's not a cat. Your feet stay close together. This time when you inhale, you're just going to keep your feet on the floor. Open your knees wide so we can stretch those inside muscles of your legs. The entire time you exhale, bring your knees together. So just do this little action through your legs. Inhale, knees go wide. Exhale, knees come together. Now notice when your knees go wide, feel that little arch in your back. Your hips stay on the floor, maybe your belly or chest pushing toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, your knees come together. Just pull that belly button in, flattening your back toward the floor. Do this a couple more times. Just feeling that space, feeling that work. Maybe one more. And the next time your knees are wide away from each other, you get to stay here. I don't know about you all, but this always feels like a useful stretch, even if it's a little tight. So here's the deal. Your legs are going to stay in this position. Bring the soles of your feet toward each other, just someplace that feels okay for your ankles. We're going to start with a little press at your feet, your big toes. So as you inhale, just gently, slowly press at your big feet. There's not a lot to see on this one. The entire time you exhale, slowly relax. Do this a few times. Just that gentle press at your feet, maybe 10% of your strength. Exhale, releasing. If you feel everything shaking, you're probably working too hard. Let's do one more. A little press at your feet. And then relax. All right. If you can, keep your legs in this position. Just focus your attention on your glutes. So this time as you inhale, you're clenching both butt cheeks tight. You can be aggressive on this one. As you exhale, slowly relax. Now here's the deal though. If you start to cramp, that's too much. Again, inhale, clenching those glutes tight. Exhale, relaxing. Let's do one more, just like that. Clenching those glutes and then releasing. So the idea is that sometimes we have so much regular tension, so much chronic tension, that our body does not know how to relax. So what we have to do is we have to tighten the muscles before they figure out where relaxing is. If you're old enough to remember those old lawn chairs where you had to go all the way forward before you could go all the way back, it's like that. All right, so hopefully your hips are okay. We're going to keep the legs in this position and do one more thing, focusing your attention on the space between your shoulder blades this time. So as you inhale, just squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. As you exhale, slowly relax. You don't have to use 100%. Just feel that little action because these are chronically tight muscles. They get really angry from our lives, from what we do. So see if you can just release 100%. Let's do one more. Squeezing those shoulder blades together behind your back. As you exhale, releasing. All right. Now, if you can, bring your legs all the way back together. If they need some help, give them some help with your hands. If you can, keep your feet close together here. Your big toes touching each other. Your heels are together. Soles of your feet are flat on the floor now. And return to just that little 10% of your strength, pressing your feet, your toes into the floor. At the same time, gently squeeze your knees together. Be gentle. It's not a lot of effort. And then see if you can kind of tilt your pelvis so your low back lengthens, your belly hollows out. It's not really contracting your abdominal muscles as much as it is relaxing them. All right, keep pressing your feet down. Continue to squeeze those knees gently together. Continue to tilt that pelvis just that little bit. We're going to add one more piece. So this time you're going to press the back of your neck toward the floor. Everybody's favorite. So see if you can find that length at the back of your neck. And then relax your neck. Relax your low back, letting that pelvis just shift wherever you want. Lift your feet up off the floor, bring your knees in towards your chest. And then do big, slow circles with your knees. Now, if you can, let your knees be independent of each other. So your right leg is doing its own circle. Your left leg is doing its own circle. The cat is doing his own circle. Maybe take those circles in the opposite direction if your brain has the space for that. Maybe I should rename the videos Floyd's Yoga. All right, now just hug your knees in towards your chest here. Again, if you like, you can lift your head up towards your knees. And then set your shoulders and your head to the floor. Set your feet back down onto the floor. Okay, so what I'd like to do is we did all that stretching of the inside muscles of your legs, but maybe the outside muscles of your legs are still a little cranky. So keeping your knees bent, you're just going to walk your feet to the left a little bit and stretch that right leg straight out onto the floor. Now give yourself a second. I know we like this pose, but really check in with your low back, your hips, your sacrum. You want to find a spot where you feel stable through your lower body. And then we're going to move this right arm. So on your next inhalation, just raise your right arm all the way to the floor above your head. Big, long stretch on that right side. And then when you exhale, if you have room, sweep your arm out to the side, petting the cat as we go, and then all the way down alongside your body. So find the range of motion for your shoulder in your space. He was not a fan. If you haven't already, you can add the head turn. So what we're doing is when you sweep your arm out to the side and down, turning your chin away from your moving arm, we're getting that big stretch across the side of your neck. And then when you inhale, your arm comes toward your head, your chin turns toward the ceiling. We're contracting those muscles. So again, it's that little contraction before we do the stretch. Sometimes it gets really exciting to get to the stretch without really warming up the muscles. And then they don't let go as much. It's a lot of effort for a lot less work, a lot less return. Let's do one more. All right, now if you can, keep that right arm alongside your head. If you weren't there yet, just join us when you get there. Take a few breaths. Now in this pose, this is when we can get subtle. This is when we can just find a little bit more space. Your body stays in this position. You're just pressing out through the sole of that right foot, reaching out through your right fingertips on your inhale. And then when you exhale, think about pulling that belly button in, flattening your low back toward the floor. Just find that space. Do this a couple more breaths. Again, getting tall as you inhale. A little core action on your exhale. Maybe one more breath if you can. All right, now bring that right arm to your side and press your palm into the floor here. Turning your chin left one more time, just so we can get that nice big stretch. Reaching out through your right fingertips, opening up the space along the side of your neck, the top of your shoulder. Just breathe in. Now relax your arm. Let your head come back to center. Bend both knees and walk your feet back to the center. Now we're just going to do the other side. So keeping your knees bent, walk your feet to the right a little bit, and then stretch that left leg straight out onto the floor. Check in. Really notice your hips, your low back, because sometimes the tendency is to want to reach so far that you kind of lose that stability through your hips. And that's what we're looking for here. So legs are stable. Now we're going to move this left arm. On your inhale, raise your left arm toward the ceiling and then all the way to the floor above your head. On your exhale, if you can, just sweep that arm out to the side and down alongside your body. This side might be different, so pay attention. Finding that easy breath. Again, breathing through your nose if you can. If you haven't already, on your next exhalation, you can add that head turn, turning your chin right as you reach your left arm out and down. So pay attention. Just taking care of yourself here. Maybe snap, crackle, and pop along the way. All right, the next time that left arm is alongside your head, keep your left arm alongside your head. Keep breathing. So here's where we get subtle. Inhale, pressing out through the sole of your left foot, reaching out through your left fingertips. When you exhale, just pull that belly button in, like you're flattening your back. It's not really flattening the curve of your spine if you're worried about that. It's just engaging those abdominal muscles a little bit. And you'll feel it. You'll feel that little shift in your body. Maybe one more breath right here. And then you can bring that left arm to your side, palm toward the floor, reaching out through your fingertips. Turn your chin to the right, just so you can get that big stretch across the side of your neck, the top of your shoulder. Breathing easy. Okay, relax your arm. Let your head come back to center. Bend both knees and walk your feet back to the center. When you get to this center spot, again, adjust your hips, adjust your back. And then if you can, open those feet a little wider than hip distance away from each other. Arms get to rest wherever you like. We're going to do a little twist here. So as you exhale, just twist both knees to the right, chin goes left. On your inhale, untwist. And then exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, untwisting. Repeat this movement, just finding the rhythm. Being gentle with yourself. Maybe one more time to each side. If you get lost, if you feel even, you can stop before me. But the next time you bring your knees up from that left side, that's a good time. Let your knees, your chin stay up toward the ceiling. And then I'm going to have you bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs and just rock a little bit from side to side here so you can readjust your hips, your spine. And then letting go of your legs, set your feet back down onto the floor. All right. Now we're going to focus on the arms again. Go ahead and just reach your arms up toward the ceiling over your chest and then gently lace your fingers together here. Take a second to really feel your hips, your low back resting on the floor. Now all you're going to do is reach both arms to the right. Go ahead and bend your right elbow to the floor. Turning your chin to the right, we're aiming for a big stretch behind your left shoulder blade. Someplace you can breathe. All right, now reach back up toward the ceiling. Now sometimes my hands get a little cranky, so at this middle point, I just switch. So my other thumb's in front. I just switch the hold so I can feel a difference when I twist to the other side. Trade secret right there. Bending your left elbow to the floor as you reach left, chin left, finding the space behind your right shoulder blade. Just breathing easy. All right, reach back up toward the ceiling. Again, if you like, you can recross your hands. We're going to do it again, reaching to the right. Now, this time when you're reaching to the right, you can uncross your fingers. Really reach out through your left fingertips. You can bring your right hand to hold that left wrist and gently pull your arm across your body. If you're feeling frisky, you can even bring that arm a little closer to your head. It changes where you feel the stretch. Be gentle with yourself. All right, and then you're going to come back up toward the ceiling. You got this? We're going to go to the other side. Try and keep both butt cheeks on the floor. If you like, you can uncross your fingers, reaching through your right fingertips. Maybe bring that left hand to hold your wrist and gently, kindly pull your arm across your body. You can even lift that right arm closer to your head to feel where the stretch goes along your back. Both butt cheeks pressing into the floor. Don't forget to breathe. Now release your arms, reaching out to the sides until you hit the cat. All right, so if your shoulders are cranky, you can always bring your arms closer to your body, or if there's something in your way. All right, so focus your attention over on that right arm, okay? Reach out through your right fingertips, just extending through your arm a little bit, pressing the back of your right hand into the floor. I woke him up. He's snoring, you guys. All right, so press the back of your right hand into the floor. At the same time, get that right elbow pressing into the floor and your right shoulder blade pressing into the floor. Now turn your chin away from your reach. Keep that shoulder, elbow, palm, or back of your hand pressing into the floor. Take a breath or two. Just notice where you feel the action. All right, keep turning your chin left. Now you're going to rotate your right palm to the floor and just gently press the palm of your hand into the floor here. Taking a couple of breaths, noticing the change and the stretch, the effort. Now relax your arm. Let your head come back to center. All right, let's do the other side. So starting by reaching out through your left fingertips, palm toward the ceiling. Press the back of your left hand into the floor here. At the same time, get that left elbow pressing into the floor and your left shoulder blade pressing into the floor. Someplace you can breathe. Keep pressing the back of your left arm toward the floor. Turn your chin to the right. So take a breath or two here. Find the space. Find that stretch. And then keeping your chin turning to the right, just rotate that left palm to the floor, pressing the palm of your left hand into the floor. And take a couple of breaths here, just noticing the change, noticing the stretch here. Breathing easy. Now let your head come back to center. Bring both arms across your body so your hands come to your opposite shoulders. Hips stay pressing into the floor. You're going to gently rock your upper body, rock your arms from side to side. Just try and find that little stretch between your shoulder blades, that little massage from the floor. Breathing easy. All right, now let your arms relax. Bring your attention back down to your hips. Bring both knees in towards your chest and just hug those knees in towards your chest, finding an even stretch along your back. Now bring both hands to your right knee and just stretch that left leg straight out onto the floor. Really press the back of your straight leg into the floor. Notice what happens to this right hip. Sometimes we get excited and pull that right hip up toward our rib cage. Try not to do that here. Just keep your hips even. Just finding a little stretch along the back of your leg, your hip. You might even feel it at the front of your opposite leg. All right, now you're going to bring your left hand to the floor by your side, or you can bring it to rest on your hip. I know you can't see in this view. You'll see it on the other side. All right, so both hips, both butt cheeks stay pressing into the floor. On your next inhale, you're going to open that right knee to the right side, so you're stretching the inside of your bent leg. As you exhale, come back to the starting position. Now, I find it is more stable if I can clench my butt cheeks at the same time I open that knee to the side, that also helps release the muscles across my pelvis. And then when you exhale, relax the clench so your knee can come back in towards your belly. See if you can find that little clench as you open your knee wide. And then release when you come back to the center. Maybe one more. All right, the next time your bent knee is in towards your belly, keep that bent knee in towards your belly. Both hands come to the floor someplace. This time your shoulders stay pressing into the floor. So on your next exhalation, take that bent knee across your body over to the left side. Shoulders stay pressing down. When you inhale, untwist. Now, we do this repetition. We repeat this twist so that our bodies can warm up. So the first time you do it, you're not going to go the farthest. Try not to push yourself. Give yourself like 70% of that rotation and then 80% of that rotation. And just letting your body open up to this gently instead of forcing anything. I know I just threw a lot of numbers at you. So on your next exhalation, as you're in the twist, if you can't stay there, maybe rest your left hand on that bent leg. Now you're not pulling your knee down. You're just holding that leg, letting the weight of your hand rest on your bent leg. Now your legs can stay in this position as always. If you need to adjust, if you need to tuck your right foot at the back of your left knee, that just stabilizes your leg. You don't rotate quite as much, and that might feel better for you. So play around, find what works. If you like, you can bring that right arm down by your side. Really think about dropping your right shoulder toward the floor here. Now we're going to move this right arm. So inhale, just raise your arm toward the ceiling and then all the way to the floor above your head. When you exhale, bring your arm all the way back down by your side. Do this a couple more times. You're going to feel all kinds of stuff, so just pay attention. Find the space that feels useful for you. I'm going to do one more. Oh, my shoulders are so cranky today. All right, the next time your arm is down by your side, let your arm relax. You're going to untwist. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around both legs and just rock a little bit. Oh, you should feel so crooked. I do. All right, now bring both hands to your left knee, stretching that right leg straight out onto the floor. Press the back of your straight leg into the floor. Find this stretch. Remember, we're not lifting the hip closer to your rib cage. You're just finding that little stretch, that space across the back of your leg, your hip, and someplace you can breathe. All right, now bring your right hand to the floor someplace. Both hips, both butt cheeks stay pressing into the floor. So maybe bring that free hand to rest across your hip bone, just to give yourself that little extra feedback. When you inhale, you're opening your knee out to the side, clenching your glutes. When you exhale, relax your glute clench, bringing your knee back in towards your belly. So this is the movement. You want to try and keep both hips, both butt cheeks pressing into the floor the entire time. Do this a couple more times, nice and easy. Maybe one more. I don't think you guys can hear him snoring. It's pretty cute. All right, keep your bent knee in towards your belly. Both hands come to the floor. This time your shoulders stay pressing into the floor. So as you exhale, you're just going to bring that bent knee across your body, only as far as your shoulders will let you go. When you inhale, untwist. Again, the idea is that you're not going 100% the first time, but you're using these repetitions to find a little bit more space in the twist each time you move. Really pull that belly button in. When you contract your abdominal muscles, your back muscles have to let go, at least some of them. That's why so many of us love the twists. And probably why so many of us don't love the twists. Okay, we're going to do one more. Twisting to the right. This time you're going to bring that right hand to rest on your bent leg. So you can tell my foot's not touching the floor, my knee's not touching the floor. That's okay. I'm not pulling the knee toward the floor. It's just the weight of my hand, my arm, resting on that bent leg. And then you bring your left arm to your side. Try and keep that left shoulder toward the floor as much as you can. On your next inhalation, just raise that left arm all the way to the floor above your head. And then when you exhale, bring your arm all the way back down alongside your body. Find the rhythm, find the space. I've been talking a lot today, but this is really about you. Floyd is just a nice sideshow. So pay attention, find the space you need. I'm going to do it one more time. So the next time your left arm is down by your side, let that left arm relax. Untwist, coming all the way onto your back. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs and just rock a little bit from side to side. All right. Now keeping those knees in towards your belly. Reach your arms in between your legs. Hold your feet, your ankles, your shins, whatever you can reach. Try and relax your shoulders toward the floor. Still holding your legs, just straighten your right leg out to the right side a little bit. And then bend that right knee toward the floor on the outside of your body. So I always feel the stretch in the hamstring and then across your groin a little bit. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left leg out to the left side, bending your left knee toward the floor. You feel it wherever you feel it. All right, now we're going to straighten both legs. Oh, happy hamstrings. And then just think about bending your knees to the floor. It may not be much. Your shins are perpendicular to the floor-ish, so try not to bend your knees all the way. This is a slightly different stretch with your feet, soles of your feet toward the ceiling. All right, and then you're going to let go of your legs. And then you're going to check in and wiggle around. We've been on our backs this whole time. If you want, you can stay here and just bring yourself into a comfortable resting position. As much time as you have, hang out. Whatever position your legs, your hips feel useful in, find that space. Think about relaxing your body toward the floor, consciously softening any tension you don't need. And then bring one hand to your belly and the other hand to your chest. And just take a few breaths. Reconnect to that smooth, easy breathing. Maybe just take a moment here to appreciate this time, this effort you've made. And again, if you have a little bit more time, if you can hang out for a few minutes, just relaxing. This rest allows your body to adjust, to adapt to the work that we've done. If you need to move on with your day, or when you're ready, move gently, move carefully. Your head's been low for a long time. So take your time as you come up into a seated position. And if sitting for any length of time seems like a terrible idea, don't sit here for too long. It is helpful sometimes to take a second just to set your intention for going forward. So if you're still laying on the floor, if you've sat up, give yourself just a second, just a moment. Bring to mind your intention for the rest of your day. The mindset you would like to have for the rest of your day. Maybe the mood, the attitude you would like to cultivate. Giving yourself just a second, just one moment to transition from all of this self-care to whatever else you get to do today. And Floyd may stay taking a nap. We'll find out. Thanks for playing, everybody. Namaste.